Some of the very first verses he sent me to suggested that we leave at a time of great mourning in the streets. The chapters I was taken to Monday were once again suggesting this as well, reiterating that he sees. Woe to the bloody city, he says, completely full of lies and pillage. Her prey never departs. From Nahum 3. He knows. Horsemen charging, swords flashing, spears gleaming, many slain, a mass of corpses and countless dead bodies. They stumble over the dead bodies. He sees. Behold, I am against you. But who? The harlot, verse 4, the charming one, the mistress of sorceries, who sells nations by her harlotries and families by her sorceries. Not good. Behold, I am against you, declares the Lord of hosts. I will lift up your skirts over your face and show the nations your nakedness, and to the kingdoms your disgrace. I will throw filth on you and make you vile, and set you up as a spectacle. He has a plan for the evils of this world. He will bring truths to light. He knows small children were dashed to pieces at the head of every street. He knows honorable men were taken, and great men were bound with fetters. As for this harlot, she too will be affected. I believe that some will be hidden, but others will seek to hide in the caves, the bunkers. They will also run for their shelters. You too will seek for a refuge from the enemy. Behold, your people are women in your midst. The gates of your land are opened wide to your enemies. Fire consumes your gated bars. That fire will consume you. The sword will cut you down. It will consume you as the locust does. You have increased your trades more than the stars of heaven. Your guardsmen are like the swarming locusts, your marshals like hordes of grasshoppers. Your shepherds are sleeping, your nobles are lying down. Your people are scattered on the mountains, and there is no one to regather them. There is no relief for your breakdown. Your wound is incurable. All who hear about you will clap their hands over you, for on whom has not your evil passed continually? Wow, be warned. He sees. Sacred stones are poured out on the corner of every street, precious sons of Zion. The tongue of the infant cleaves to the roof of its mouth because of thirst. The little ones ask for bread, but no one breaks it for them. They are desolate in the streets. From Lamentations 4. This iniquity is greater than the sins of Sodom, he says, which, remember, was overthrown as in a moment, and no hands were turned toward her. This is not good. Verse 7. Her consecrated ones were purer than snow. They were whiter than milk. They were more ruddy in body than corals. Their polishing like lapis lazuli. But their appearance will become blacker than soot. They are not recognized in the streets. Their skin is shriveled on their bones. It is withered. It has become like wood. Dear God. But better are those slain with the sword than those slain with hunger, for they pine away, stricken for lack of the fruits of the field. The hands of compassionate women will boil their own children. They become food for them because of the destruction of the daughter of my people. This is not the first time he has given this cannibalistic warning. The last went with abortion culture, that he would make that place like the very fires they sacrificed their children to. He sees. He will accomplish his wrath. He will pour out his fierce anger. He will kindle a fire in Zion which will consume its foundations. The kings of the earth did not believe, nor did any of the inhabitants of the world, that the adversary and the enemy could enter the gates of Jerusalem. He sees. They wandered blind in the streets. They were defiled with blood, so that no one could touch their garments. Depart, unclean, they cried of themselves. Depart, depart, do not touch. So they fled and wandered. Men among the nations said, they shall not continue to dwell with us. Looking for help was useless. In our watching we have watched for a nation that could not save. They hunted our steps, so that we could not walk in our streets. Our end drew near. Our days were finished, for our end had come. Our pursuers were swifter than the eagles of the sky. They chased us on the mountains. They waited in ambush for us in the wilderness. The breath of our nostrils, the Lord's anointed, was captured in their pits, of whom we had said, under his shadow we will live among the nations. But the cup will come around to you as well. You will become drunk and make yourself naked. The punishment of your iniquity has been completed, O daughter of Zion. He will exile you no longer, but he will punish your iniquity, O daughter of Edom. He will expose your sins. Judgment is coming. Are you ready? Are you covered by the blood of his Son, Jesus? Chapter 5. Remember, O Lord, what has befallen us. Look and see our reproach. Our inheritance has been turned over to strangers, our houses to aliens. We have become orphans without a father. Our mothers are like widows. We have to pay for our drinking water. Our wood comes to us at a price. Our pursuers are at our necks. We are worn out. There is no rest for us. We have submitted to Egypt and Assyria to get enough bread. Our fathers sinned and are no more. It is we who have borne their iniquities. Slaves rule over us. There is no one to deliver us from their hand. We get our bread at risk of our lives because of the sword in the wilderness. Our skin has become as hot as an oven because of the burning heat of famine. They ravished the women in Zion, the virgins in the cities of Judah. Princes were hung by their hands. Elders were not respected. Young men worked at the grinding mill, and youths stumbled under loads of wood. Elders are gone from the gate, young men from their music. The joy of our hearts has ceased. Our dancing has been turned into mourning. The crown has fallen from our head. Woe to us, for we have sinned. Because of this, our heart is faint. Because of these things, our eyes are dim. Because of Mount Zion, which lies desolate, foxes prowl in it. You, O Lord, rule forever. Your throne is from generation to generation. Why do you forget us forever? Why do you forsake us so long? Restore to us, O Lord, that we may be restored. Renew our days as of old, unless you have utterly rejected us and are exceedingly angry with us. It is time to turn back to him, for our end draws near. Our days are finished, and the end has come.